welcome to 8 Tracks, a podcast where we look at 8 tracks that all share a theme. As always, we want you to follow along with the playlist that's in the description of the YouTube video. You can either listen when we say listen to track 1, or you can listen to it all before. We don't care, we just want you to have heard the tracks. This week's theme is Nostalgia.mp3, and as always, I'm joined by Katie.
Hiya.
How you doing, doll?
I'm okay. It's really, really warm and I'm wearing a jumper, so I want to die. 18 whole degrees. But apart from that, looking good, feeling gorgeous.
It is really warm, and
It's so warm!
I don't know what's changed the past week, because last week it was fine, but now it's just got to the point of where I'm slowly kind of melting. It doesn't help that that I have the window shut for this podcast, so you just don't hear folks screaming at each other in the street. But
See, I've got the windows open because the only thing near me are deer.
Yeah,
they're not mating right now, so it's nice and quiet. But I went out to buy limes there because that's my life now. I acquire ingredients throughout the week to make mojitos, and then on a Friday I drink mojitos until I forget I'm not allowed to go outside. It's so humid. It's not even funny how humid it is.
Oh, it is a bit rank.
Hideous.
So this week's theme is Nostalgia.mp3. You might have heard me say Nostalgia.mp3. That's my kind of bullshit patter way of saying songs that make you feel nostalgic. So each of these songs kind of mean something to us, and we've got wee stories connected to them and stuff, so we thought that might be quite fun. As always, give us a shout of what your picks are in the comments or on Twitter, if you fancy it. Right, Katie, I think I'm first up this week.
You're first this week, yeah.
My first pick is From Out of Nowhere by Faith No More. Track 1. 1, 2, 3, 4! So that was From Out of Nowhere by Faith No More. Now, I fucking love that song. I don't know about you, Katie. What do you think of it?
I don't mind it.
I know you're mixed on Faith No More.
I am. I don't have a problem with Faith No More. I just have a slight issue with the fact that you would 100% leave me for Mike Payton.
He is, as Morrissey would say, a handsome devil.
You are in love with him.
He's like an insane frontman. He's just one of the best vocalists I've ever encountered.
He's an incredible vocalist.
It's mad what he can do with his voice. Why that track is nostalgic for me is it was one of the first tracks I saw live. Faith No More were the first band that weren't kind of local or, Battle of the Band style thing that I saw.
Yeah.
And that was at the Corn Exchange in Edinburgh, which is quite a small venue, but they squeezed 3,500, 4,000 folk in it. And there's no ventilation. The place was fucking sweatbox. Very much reminiscent of the fucking weather right now. And yeah, it was my first ever proper gig, and it was Faith No More, and it was the first gig they'd done post getting back together apart from Download. So they'd just done Download before this, so everybody was really excited because it was a lot of people's first chance to go see them who were into them, or been 15 years or so since before that, and they were just fucking incredible live. So they opened with a cover of the Midnight Cowboy theme, which seems like a weird choice, and that gig was a weird one, but then they launched straight into From Out of Nowhere. And I subsequently lost everyone I was with because it was just fucking wild. The crowd was absolutely fucking roaring at that gig. And yeah, if you're watching the YouTube playlist, I've got a video of the Midnight Cowboy into From Out of Nowhere. So you can actually see the moment where I lose everybody I'm with. And I'm very much alone at my first proper gig, sweating my arse off. There was a point later on in that show where I went and got a pint of water from the bar and just poured it over my head. Because it was that fucking warm.
Was that the one where you threw up in the bin?
No. I threw up. At the end of Midlife Crisis, which was only 3 tracks after this, the heat was that bad that I went to the bathroom and threw up. It was an incredible show. It was one of the best gigs I've ever been to, and it helps that it was my first. But even so, I've seen them again after, and they are just mental live. Yeah. You saw them there in the live video. There was the air raid siren, absolutely hyping folk up, fucking screaming. I think that song is just such a good opener as well. Yeah. It's an absolute burst of energy. Yeah, it's just fucking wild. And that whole
Where
show...
do you even buy an air raid siren, though?
I don't know. I mean, they were doing weird shit for the whole show. They at the end of Midlife Crisis, instead of the build, it builds in Midlife Crisis, and then for the final chorus, instead of playing the final chorus, they just started playing the EastEnders theme song.
Beautiful.
And then when the crowd had been faked out and whistled along to the end bit, they launched into the fucking final chorus. It was incredible. They played Chariots of Fire. It was such a strange gig. They were just fucking wild live. So, Katie, you like Angel Dust by Faith No More.
Yes, I do. That is my favourite Faith No More album.
It's also my favorite Faith No More album. I think it's a
Yes,
fairly safe bet to say that's their
I
best
think
album.
so.
Like,
Yeah.
this is from The Real Thing, which means that, like, so Mike Patton joined right at the end of the process of writing The Real Thing. So he didn't have much of an input on writing any of the tracks on it. It was just his vocal
Yeah.
lines. So it is probably the least Patton-y of kind of Faith No More tracks, but I still really like it.
Yeah, it's not my favourite because I think probably like my favourite Faith No More song is RV.
It's such a strange song. I love it though.
I really love that song. I love that song so much. I can't tell you how often I put that on the way to work.
Belt
Just,
along
like,
to
sit in the car, go, I hate you.
Duck into me. He's even did a fucking weird voice in that song.
Yeah, yes.
Faith No More, a very special band. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, what are your feelings on The Real Thing then?
I wouldn't say it's my favourite, but I've never really given it a proper listen.
I think it's a decent album, and I think From Out of Nowhere is probably my favorite track off it.
Right, okay. Well, you must have been absolutely ecstatic to hear this then.
Yeah,
Live.
yeah. Especially at the time. Well, I was just pleased to hear fucking anything by them live.
Yeah,
It was like one of these things that I never thought I'd get the chance. I mean, I think before they reunited and stuff, it was a big surprise they reunited because, like, let's not joke. Mike Pan's a fucking dick. Love him.
Yeah.
But there was, like, when Epic was in the Rock Band soundtrack, Mike Patton went, "This is the closest thing that anyone's getting to a Faith No More reunion." And that was only
No.
2 years before this. Like, it was like, Faith No More. They just bring me back. Like, I've been into them since I was 11 years old, and lots of different memories surrounding them. So much. Fucking one of the reasons I failed Advanced Higher English is because I'm not good at writing stories. Right, I'm trained to be a journalist. That's what I'm good at. And instead of being allowed to write discursive shit, I was told to write fiction. So I wrote a story where I just stole lots of Faith No More lyrics. And and just it was just badly, like, with zero context, like a story about a guy being murdered, and then fucking Faith No More lyrics throughout it.
I really like, and then the conclusion is be aggressive, be aggressive, be ag, etc.
No, I actually think I used stuff from RV. Like, no joke. Like, I think I have like a thing of a memory of it, like the guy walking down the street and screaming, "I hate you." I'm talking to myself. So yeah,
that's so like edgy 13-year-old.
I know. I mean, I'm a big fucking nerd. The thing is, I was 17 and just couldn't think of anything to write. The other story I wrote was a story where I ripped off Narnia, but the magical world was inside a water cooler, and they got sucked into a water cooler.
Beautiful.
Deserved that D very much so.
That's great, Jamie. I'm proud of you.
But if you ever get the chance to see Faith No More, they're incredible. Saw them a couple years later again in London, and that was just a fucking smashing gig as well. They are just mad live, and sadly their tour just got cancelled because of all this COVID shit. But when their tickets go on sale again, and they will, grab them because they are the best band I've seen live, no doubt. Any last words on Faith No More, Katie?
Yeah, good.
I should probably talk about the track a bit more. It's just great Faith No More, like, full of energy. The synthesizer's fantastic. It's got a good Jim Martin guitar line. Yeah, it's just pre-Mike Patton era Faith No More at the top of their game.
Yeah.
I'll stop ranting, sorry.
That's okay. You like Faith No More, we know.
Yes, I love Faith No More. So, Katie, would you like to introduce your first pick?
I would love to. You know how your pick was like really hyper specific to one very specific situation?
Yes.
Well, my first pick is Agadoo by Black Lace.
Oh, Christ.
Black Tea.
That was Black Lace with Agadoo.
What an anthem.
Oh my god, like, I have a very ironic love affair with that stupid song.
How dare you insinuate that track is less than professorly? I don't know.
Jamie, what does push pineapple shake the tree mean?
What doesn't it mean is what I want to know.
Pineapples grow in the ground.
He just wants to push the pineapple and shake the tree.
I guess. Fucking guess.
The video for that is smashing.
Oh, it's incredible.
Fucking
It's
banana
incredible.
playing a sax. Or
Yes.
is it a trumpet?
No, it's a trumpet. The
It's a
banana
trumpet.
plays a trumpet.
Banana plays a
Yeah.
trumpet. Fucking that bright orange guitar, the hideous shirts,
Love it.
the woman dressed as a
Oh.
pineapple, the coconut on
She's-
drums.
Love it. Love it. The coconut trying to flip the drumstick and then it just falls away and he's like drumming with one hand because it's like, what can you do now? He's a coconut. You can't bend over. Coconuts don't have knees.
He's fucked.
He's fucked it.
He's fucked it. He's fucked it.
But yeah, love that.
So why did you pick
Horrible
it?
song. Right, because it gives me the biggest nostalgia for primary school.
Actually, same. Right. This is a weird question. Did you used to have to listen to this in PE?
That's why it makes me nostalgic.
Yeah. It was like
Yeah, we had to do Agadoo in PE. We had to do Superman as well.
Yeah. Same. The Birdie song.
The bird, yep, all black lace, incidentally. I have this awful memory of me in my sannies in the dusty PE hall in Lindsay Moss Primary School, RIP, doing fucking Agadoo and just like looking around me and being like, what the fuck is happening?
I mean,
Because I was maybe like 8 or 9 at the time and I'm like, what is how can this possibly be classed as physical education?
like that was every fucking primary school in Scotland, though. I think.
Yeah.
Because it happened at Tower Bank as well, where I went,
Yeah.
which like just in your fucking your sick gym. I was talking about gym rubbers the other day. I fucking forgot about gym rubbers.
Rubbers?
Did your school have that? So
What's a gym rubber?
So we weren't allowed to wear branded trainers
Oh, right, okay.
in our school. I think it was like so nobody got like bullied for clothes or that. But we had
Aye,
to wear
because
these.
they
like,
had 2 stripes instead of 3.
Aye, so we had to like wear Clark's gym rubbers specifically.
Do you mean sannies?
Aye, they're called rubbers for you.
Okay, well, in Glasgow we call them sand shoes.
There we go. That's cultural differencing, bridging the gap of the Central Belt.
Well,
Yeah, it's jumping about
I
to
love
this.
that. Yeah,
And,
I love it.
We had this like mental fucking old woman teacher who had like shock white like perm.
Uh-huh.
And like not even a perm, like a mullety kind of like long white mullet called Miss White, who would make us like dance to this, and specifically Flash Gordon by Queen. And every time they said Flash, we had to freeze and shape, and that was somehow
Yes,
that was
we had
somehow
to do that
PE.
as well. This must have been a curriculum thing. This must have been on like the Scottish curriculum. Because I
can't believe-
distinctly remember having to do pose, and then I
Yeah.
get back on with it.
It's fucking wild that part of the Scottish curriculum for keeping young people fit was pretending to brush your teeth while Black Lace played.
Like, it taught us all what a macho man really was. But, right, just, like, I've never looked up Agadoo because sometimes I get drunk on, like, a weekday and it's, like, 3 in the morning and I'm listening to Agadoo, right? But I've never looked it up. I found out some of the most incredible stuff about both Black Lace and the song Agadoo.
Oh yeah, spell.
So Black Lace originally started, they were a Eurovision entry,
Doesn't surprise me. This does like fill me with Eurovision vibes.
but they came 7th.
Who beat them?
That was, it was in 1979 and Israel won that year.
What song though? Is it famous?
The one that Israel did? No, absolutely not.
How did Black Lace lose?
I don't know. But the United Kingdom, Britain came 7th.
Blighty.
Which is probably, Rule Britannia, etc. That's probably the best that Britain has done in some years. Wait,
Understandably.
did we win after that? I can't remember when the last
Yeah,
time
I think
we
we won
Eurovision
after that. I
was.
think it was in the
We
mid-80s.
probably did. Yeah, we probably did.
And a year ABBA
Um,
wasn't there.
Well, Lulu was in it, was she not? Was she not in Eurovision? She was highly successful.
I'm going to be honest, my Eurovision history is not as good as yours. So,
Bucks Fizz.
yeah.
When were they? Don't remember. Regardless. But, wait for this one. So Agadoo was also voted the worst song in pop history. It was considered...
harsh.
Little harsh. It went on to be the 8th best-selling single of 1984 in the UK, despite not being included on the playlist for Radio 1, because it was not considered a credible song, right?
Fucking hell.
So the DJs at Radio 1 were like, this is pish. This song sucks exponentially, but the British public were like,
Wait.
this sucks exponentially and we love it.
So they chose to play Patsy Kensit's fucking band with I'm Not Scared.
Yes.
And they
so.
said that was credible over fucking Agadoo.
Uh-huh.
No thank you.
Uh-huh. I know. It spent 30 weeks in the top 75 in the UK singles charts, despite the fact that it was never on Radio 1, which was like a big deal. But Here's my next favourite thing, right? So, Dean Michael Bettridge, right, who was in Black Lace, excuse me.
So is he the one that looks
He
like
went-
Rod Stewart, or is he the one with the orange guitar?
He wasn't either of those ones. He was in Black Lace later. He was in the band between 1987 and 1991.
So it's like Leonard Skinner, where it's like the third guitarist replacement.
Jamie, there's iterations of Black
Oh
Lace.
my fucking word! Because they're still going.
They are, but there's original Black Lace now, and then there's like Black Lace.
Like Black Mace.
Yeah, like Black Bass.
I was going to say, don't replace the second word with an F.
Oh no.
That would be a bad time.
But, right, so this guy, Dean Michael, right, he went to prison because he fraudulently claimed £25,000 in benefits, right?
Holy shit.
They found out who he was in the prison and made him march around the wing singing Agadoo. They made him march around and sing fucking Superman and Agadoo and all sorts of things.
That sounds like he got it harder than fucking pedos get it in the jail.
Yeah, At least pedos just get murdered.
He's forced to sing fucking Agadoo.
Agadoo for 10 weeks.
I was only 10 weeks. I thought you were going to say like 10 years.
Oh, sorry. He served 10 weeks of a 6-month sentence.
The guards saw him having to sing fucking Agadoo every day, and we're like, nah, we need to get him out here because it's driving us all mad.
Yeah, the guards were like, just put him on a tag and send him out because he can't do Agadoo one more time. He'll kill himself.
No, we'll kill him because we're sick of hearing fucking Agadoo every day.
But right, okay, so this is an NME and they're quoting the Sun, right? So
that's credible sources right there.
Credible sources found the inmate's request to be quite odd, but these terrifying criminals tell you to do something and you just do it. Yeah. So we had a conga of convicts snaking round the jail. They all seemed to find it hilarious and everyone joined in. It lifted the gloom somewhat. All the murderers and drug dealers wanted to be my mates.
Fucking yes. King of the prison. The boy for fucking Black Lace.
Can you imagine going to prison and somebody's like, oh, so what you in here for? It's like, oh, benefit fraud. Hold on a minute. You sound a bit... Were you in Black Lace? Do Agadoo, and that's all you hear for 10 weeks. Do Agadoo.
Fucking hell.
I love that.
So, nostalgic favourite right there. Black Lace.
Love it.
I think that's enough about fucking the fascinating criminal history of Black Lace. Next up is my pick, and it is Our Friends Electric by Tubeway Army. Brackets. It's Gary Newman's band. Track 3. You're listening to your old dad radio. And that was Our Friends Electric by Tubeway Army.
You've no idea, like, my mum and dad listened to Heart 70s in the kitchen.
Oh, wait, so is that the one with Matt Berry doing it as well?
No, you're thinking of Absolute.
80s, yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking of Absolute. Matt Berry does the things on Absolute.
Absolute Radio 80s.
This is just, this is Heart Radio, and that song is on Heart Radio all the time, and I am yet to get sick of it because it's probably one of the best songs ever written.
Exactly what I was about to say. That is one of my favourite songs ever fucking written. It is genius. The theming in it is brilliant. Fucking loneliness aches through that song, even on the instrumentation.
I like Gary Newman.
I like Gary Newman despite Gary Newman. I like Gary Newman. Right, caveat, I like Gary Newman's music.
Yeah.
And
I like Gary Newman's early music.
Yeah.
His new stuff is not my favourite.
When he went new metal, I kind of went off him a bit.
Yes.
And that song gives like a real glimpse into how he lives with autism. And it's just fucking heartbreaking. And it's powerful. It is like, it's him describing how he lives with that.
Yeah, I think it's a really great description of how Gary Newman interacts with the world. I'm fairly sure he lives with Asperger's syndrome.
Oh.
It's on the autistic spectrum. And if I remember correctly, he wasn't diagnosed until he was an adult.
So I guess like that, like if this song's describing his learning through social experiences, that would be absolutely. If you didn't know if you had Asperger's. Like even in the instrumentation as well as the lyrics. It feels lonely. It feels... I mean, it's
It
maybe
feels
just
quite alien, doesn't it?
yeah, it's maybe because it's so electronic as well. It's all
Yeah.
synthesizers and it's all, but the way that builds as well, that little sequence and like it's very mechanically put together as well. It's like
Mm.
sequence one, sequence two, back into sequence one, and then it'll build into like a final crescendo sequence.
Yeah.
And the way that like the start guitar kicks in underneath, like it's never the lead instrument, but it's there to just really embellish the synth lines. It's just incredible. The first time I properly experienced the song, I'd moved to Glasgow and I was broke as fuck, and surviving more than living really, and wasn't really doing very much. But I lived in Maryhill and there was a chippy like 2 doors downstairs from me, so I went down. And it was a really nice day. It was like roasting outside, and it was like a really nice golden light to the air. I don't know why. And then I went in there, and they were blaring this, and I got a chippy, and it was just this like moment where I felt happy for the first time in quite a long time. It was bizarre, but it really touched me standing in the queue in a chippy with our friend's electric blaring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Like I feel you though, because this probably would have been one of my picks as well, because my dad and I have really similar taste in music, but we don't often get along particularly well. But like sometimes there'll just be songs where the two of us just like really connect over them.
Yeah.
And he's always loved Gary Newman, always loved Gary Newman, and Tubeway Army as well. And this is his favorite Gary Newman song. And it's one of mine as well. And, it really evokes a lot of positive memories between, like, me and my dad and, like, going on drives and stuff and him playing this song. And, yeah, I really like it too. And I love Gary Newman, like, apropos of that. So,
yeah. I just think it stood the test of time. I mean, this song's 41 years old now.
I simply cannot believe that to be the case.
And it was still...
It sounds like it was written yesterday.
And like there was like a trend in the early 2000s of sampling Gary Newman tracks. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
could hear it in fucking "Where's Your Head At" by Basement Jaxx, and obviously this
That
was
Sugar
in
Babes song.
what's that Sugar Babes song? I don't know. Anyway,
Don't know.
sorry, the one that's in "Where's Your Head At" is ME.
And then a lot of bands were covering Gary Newman as well. Like
Yeah.
Nine Inch Nails did the cover of Metal. Gary Newman has absolutely stood the test of time. He's an amazing musician.
And yeah, the way he looks and the way he writes is so unbelievably unique that
Yeah.
there's no one you couldn't recreate him.
No. Cars is a fucking bop.
Absolute tune.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I think that's enough waxing lyrically about
Are you sure? Because I can keep going.
Tubeway Army / Gary Newman. Katie, what you got next?
Well, Jamie, my next pick. Thanks for asking.
It's time to begin. Count it in.
5, 6, 7, 8. By steps.
Track 4. So that was 5, 6, 7, 8 by Steps.
Yes!
It is an absolute bop. That I think you've done
School
it.
scores primary 6 and 7.
I think that song,
yes.
I like listening to it there, that's like a good representation of the cheesy pop at the time, and I do love a bit of
yeah.
fucking late 90s, early 2000s cheese.
I
Like,
still remember the dance.
when we watched it, you were like, I remember the dance. I was like, so do I. But apparently, looking at the video, they fucking barely remember the dance. They are, for the whole first bit, they are struggling to do that.
So, Steps trivia.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Watkins is not the paedophile. That's the guy from Last Prophet.
Oh, right. So there's a guy in Steps called Ian Watkins as well.
Did you not know this?
Is that
Yes,
H?
there's a guy. Yeah, H in Steps.
Right, okay.
H
I just know him as his one fucking letter
No.
name.
No, his right name's Ian Watkins, not a paedophile.
That was a really clever, like, and forward-thinking branding decision to change his name before that guy got ousted as a pedo.
Well, do you know what H stands for, Jamie?
What?
Hyperactive.
Oh my god. Like, and he's the campest man I've ever seen as well. I absolutely love
Yeah.
H. He's so much fun.
I love H from Steps.
Steps
I
are
love
just
him.
fun though. Like, let's be
They're
honest.
so much fun.
And I do think that track's a really good, like, representation of all the pop that's about, like, because the guitar sounds like the little weird kind of like pan-muted little distorted bits to boost the track sounds like something you'd hear in Rednecks.
Yeah.
And the fucking bad white rapping is very of the time as
Oh.
well.
Love it.
Try to think of what other
Love
songs
it.
like are school disco classics.
Cotton Eye Joe,
Cotton Eye Joe, of course. Fucking
The Macarena,
Reach by S Club 7.
Reach. Oh, love it. The Ketchup Song.
Hi. Sorry, that's actually lost ketchup.
Excuse, I don't speak Spanish. Pizza Hut, Pizza Hut,
Oh, yeah.
Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut, McDonald's. I would kill for a McDonald's. Fuck me.
Fucking weirdly at my school, "Girls and Boys" by Blur, which
Oh yeah,
it's a good song.
Every single one of these songs makes me think of, hyper specific memory. See the lighting rig that every
Yes,
school disco had,
because it's the
which
same
was like-
guy.
yeah, it's just one guy called Barry who travels all around Scotland doing every school disco. With the exact same rig, and he's got that shitty wee microphone, and he looks like a taxi driver, and he just exclusively says, "Come on!"
Come on, boys, up for this one.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And you'd ask him for a request, but you'd go over and be like, "Give me, do you have..." Fuck this joke because I can't think of a single song.
Well, I'll feed you one, right? The one I was thinking of, which I only remembered like a month ago, was that track that's just, "Hey, hey, baby."
Ooh. Oh, yes.
Fuck yeah.
Or Mambo number 5.
Yeah. Or fucking
Oh,
Living La Vida Loca.
Lou
Anyway,
Bega.
this is all just bullshit. Only 90 kids remember. Only 90s kids remember.
Only 90 kids. 90
90 children across the central belt of
did
Scotland.
not have their memories wiped.
Men in Black style. All-
Of Cotton Eye Joe.
I think that most people wish they had their memories wiped of Cotton Eye Joe and replaced with
I love it.
Old Poppin' and Oak.
I love it.
Oh, Poppin' and Oak, Poppin' and Oak.
That's the same song with different lyrics.
It pretty much
It's the
is.
same music. It's the exact same music.
But Steps, right? That's got like a banging synth line, it's got bad white rapping, it's got a country vibe. What the fuck's going on? Did they have a TV show? Or was that just S Club?
S Club had a TV show. I don't think Steps did, but I'm not entirely sure.
Right. I've got a question. This isn't to do with Steps, this is to do with S Club 7. Sorry.
Go for it. Yeah.
Were S Club a UK thing?
Yes.
But the TV show was set in America.
But it was them trying to break America. That's what the TV show was.
And people in America know who they are.
That's because Reach for the Stars is a bop that transcends, like,
Borders.
borders.
I think some of them are Australian. Is Rachel Stevens not Australian? I remember
I've got no clue. S Clubs haven't got me my Christmas number 1, but I don't know anything about them.
Steps was one of the first singles I ever bought. Tragedy.
Oh, really?
Tragedy was one of the first singles I ever bought.
Again, another school disco eternal bop.
I still know the dance to that as well.
Still, yep, and you still always get yourself a wee giggle when you sing Tragedy when your pants fall down and your bum's all brown.
That is a heartbreaking situation.
Like, it's happened to all of us and we all know that pain.
Speak for yourself.
It's happened to me and I know that pain.
I know. Like, when you think of nostalgia, especially for our childhoods, like collectively, as people who were kind of young in the late 90s, you can't really fucking miss Steps.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't. Just so great. So great. Steptacular. What an album.
Okay, I thought that was just you. I didn't even know that was what the album was called. I thought that was just
No.
you coining a new phrase to say how good they were, and I was just
No, that was me saying the album's name as opposed to just being like, they're Steptacular.
So swiftly moving on from Katie outing herself as a Steps superfan, it's my
I'm sorry,
next
F
pick.
Club 7 for life. F Club 7 for life, get fucked.
It's my next pick, and that is "Smell Yo Dig" by Risque. That was the anthem of the people, "Smell Yo Dick" by Risque.
Can I smell your dick?
It's right. That track is fucking terrible, but I am obsessed with it. For a while, the reason why it's my pick for this week was every single night, and I kid you not, for 2 years or so, maybe more than that, like maybe 3 or 4 years, every single night I was hanging out with my pals who I live with. We would end up putting that on and singing every single fucking word of that song, and I still know every word. When we were listening to that right there, I was spitting the fucking verses, even though I've not heard it for like a fucking year or 3 now. It's so fucking dumb. I love it. I love it so much. The fucking chorus is so sincere, and she's asking to smell his dick.
She does. She wants to smell his dick.
It's so, I'm like,
It's really important to her.
Like, yeah, it was just like one that was played non-stop for quite a while. And, you know, it was funny, we put that on, and there'd be like 4 of us singing every single fucking word of that. And if there was somebody new at the circle, they would just be looking at us like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, because I remember the first time you played me, Smell Your Dick.
Yeah, how did that go?
And not great, Jamie, not great. It
Hey,
was like, what the fuck is this?
yeah, like, but you get it now, right?
Yeah, I get it now.
Because, like, you know, at first it seems absolutely abhorrent. Like, it's a track about, like, a guy cheating on his woman, and, like, the woman, like, threatened to kill him, yeah, but then the song ends, instead of being about, like, the woman taking revenge, just being like, if you talk to me like this again, I'll hit you. Which is fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't see the point of it. It's, like, such a, like, fucking late 2000s, early 2010s hip-hop track.
It really is.
The fucking basic piano and underbeat to some fucking lines like "dirty foot bitches." Like, it's all at the fucking club as well. I fucking love it.
It's just terrific. Good stuff.
Have you got anything to say about it?
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie, for your words of wisdom there on "Smell Your Dick" by Risque.
Love it.
Fucking,
Big fan of it.
I've not even mentioned the thing I'm most obsessed with.
What's that, Jamie?
In the music video, the guy's fucking Snickers jacket. Now, I didn't
Oh my
notice
god,
that. Like,
I didn't even notice
yeah, I didn't notice that for like the first 3 or 5 times, but I've seen it so many times. I love his fucking Snickers jacket.
Incredible.
It's the best thing I've ever seen, apart from one day I was on the bus and this old woman came on and she had a bright red Marlboro fucking running jacket on.
Oh,
I was like,
love
yes.
that. Love that.
For some reason, brands of like cigarettes or like fast food on fucking sports jackets, I just think are hilarious, and I love them.
Oh my god! Like, what is it that the Marlboro Game Gear? Is it the Game Gear?
It's the Atari Lynx.
That's it.
The Marlboro Red
that.
Atari Lynx.
I want that.
It's in a museum somewhere.
That's
I'll have
really
to rob
important.
it for it.
That's fine. That's fine. I will go full Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
It's worth it. It's worth it for that
It's so worth it.
piece of history. Smell Your Dick. Give it another listen if you didn't like
It's
it.
a surprisingly good song.
You listen to it and like the whole first time you listen to it, like, this is terrible. This is, you know, it's so sexist. It's so fucking stupid. And then like the hook gets in your head. You'll find yourself, if you haven't heard this before, you'll find yourself singing it tomorrow. I promise you.
You will.
I promise you. You'll be sitting doing the dishes, going, "Why you coming home 5 in the morning?" Fucking.
But it's up there. Like, see, and oh my god, what's that? The no matter what I do, all I think
It's
about is you.
Dilemma by Kelly Rowland. Oh,
Thank
sorry,
you.
Nelly Feet Kelly. Get that the right way around.
Nelly Feet Kelly, love it. But see when she's like in that music video, like trying to text on her sidekick on Excel.
Yeah,
like,
it's that.
She's like, it's the same level as that.
Yes. I would say it's better, but you know, I do love Dilemma as well.
That's an incredible song.
I have a real nostalgia thing for that era of music and that specific
Love it.
era of hip hop. I've never been big into like Jay-Z, to be honest, or like, I don't mind Kanye, but I can take or leave him. But that kind of shit
Yeah,
from that era,
so good. So good.
Anthem of the people, workers' anthem.
Love it.
Smell Your Dick. Right, I think that's enough about that. What's your next pick?
I think we've smelled enough of your dick, Jamie.
Really? It's just getting started. I'm playing it again. The next pick is Smell Your Dick by Risque.
Well, my next pick is Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. So, Sledgehammer, Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, it's a good song.
It's a great song. It's about his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know
But
that
it's
either.
about his dick. Yeah.
Incredible.
Every single lyric is just a double entendre about his penis.
Like, I'll be honest, right? I have no nostalgia for this track whatsoever. I came to it super recently.
Oh, yeah.
And even then, it's like not one I ever would choose to listen to, but I wouldn't turn it off if it was on, if you get what I mean.
Okay, right.
But for some reason, it just doesn't click with me. This
No,
song.
that's totally understandable. Like, the nostalgia I have for it is because, so when I was a little girl, we used to watch Top of the Pops. Me and my mum and my dad used to watch it together. And I think this was on, like, Top of the Pops or something like
It'd
that.
probably be Top of the Pops too, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah, because it was released in 86 and I wasn't born until 92.
No, you were born in 1979, right?
Oof. Oh, that hurt. But yeah, so we would watch a lot of music TV because my mum and dad are both really, really into music. And I loved this song when I was a little girl. Loved it. I used to call it the Bankers song because in the video, you remember the bit where, yeah, he's hit by the two dodgems?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was why I called it the Bankers song
Dead cute.
when I was little. My mum and dad will always bring this up. Like, if it comes on the radio, they'll be like, okay, if it's the Bankers song. And I'm like, yeah, I was too, I don't remember, but sure, it's the Bankers song. Yeah,
This
I
is
love it.
banter I can be in on.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there, but I wasn't, like, there, you know what I mean?
I was there, but I wasn't
So, yeah, I wasn't present for your moment. But yeah, like, I just genuinely do. I love this song.
there. It's an
The music
absolute
video-
fucking bop, and the video
it's
is
a great
great.
song.
Like,
And the music video was done by Aardman Animation.
oh, nice.
Yeah, it was done by Aardman Animation and
Lack of cheese, though.
the Key Brothers. Like, that's who did the stop motion and the claymation and all that stuff.
Mm.
That was Aardman, which is why it looks so good.
Sadly, no penguin with a rubber glove on its head.
Tragic, I know. But yeah, I love that song. And it reminds me of my mum and dad, and it reminds my mum and dad of me being silly. Like, I love Jeff Buckley,
Mm-hmm.
and Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley is not one of my favourite songs, but I am very nostalgic for it because when my sister was a little girl, she read that my dad had one of these like compilation CDs, and Jeff Buckley's version of Hallelujah was on it,
Yeah.
and Sarah read it out as Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So like,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So like, I'm very fond of that song when I'm thinking of my sister. But yeah, it's one of those ones. You know
It's
what
funny
I mean?
how like you can get connections to people for songs that you don't really,
Yeah.
not necessarily like in that case of Sarah's one, like you don't even really remember the song.
Yeah,
Yeah, because my mum used to sing me to sleep with "Show Me the Way to Go Home" because apparently it was the only thing
that would make you sleep.
that would make me sleep when I was wee.
Oh.
And I have no idea the like lyrics of that song apart from "Show Me the Way to Go Home" and I'm tired and I want to
I'm
go to bed.
tired and I want to go to bed. Yeah.
It's weird how like we can form connections that early on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
with
And
music.
like I said, like my parents, and I have always like connected through music. So when I got a record player when I was 18, they got all their old vinyl down from the attic.
Mhm.
And like one of my absolute happiest memories is the three of us sitting on my bedroom floor and them going through the albums and be like, you have to listen to this, and them telling me stories about, because my dad used to collect records. Like, he never went to gigs, he never spent money on anything else. He had his motorbike and he bought special editions of vinyl. That's what he spent all his money on. So I have some really, really cool records that my dad gave me
Mhm.
and entrusted to me. And even looking at my record collection now, it's like, you know, that feeling that you are the best and the worst parts of your parent.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like, my vinyl collection is the best and the worst parts of my parents, and then my worst bits thrown in, and then a lot of 9 Inch Nails.
Hey, there's some of my influence there too.
Yeah, there's a Faith No More record.
Yeah, that one we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that I think about a lot when I'm thinking about my mum and dad,
Yeah.
because it's just a very positive memory of the three of us, even though I don't necessarily have that memory.
Hmm.
It's their memory that they've kind of imparted on me, but it makes me happy that I'm involved.
Yeah.
That's why I like Sledgehammer.
Banging tune.
Yes.
Banging tune. Right. My last pick is Heaven and Hell by Churches. That was Heaven/Hell by Churches from the album Love Is Dead.
Yes.
I had a real hard time picking one track off that album because that entire album's fucking great. But we landed on this.
Tell them why you picked it though, Jamie.
So I have a very specific memory with this song. So we were on a trip over to Ireland. So after flying there, we were driving from Dublin to Killarney,
Alarney.
to a wedding that we just found out we hadn't been invited to the ceremony of.
Yeah.
So, like, there was lots and lots of twists and turns in that trip, and lots of inter-family stuff going on, and it was a very fucking stressful trip. And first couple of days in Dublin, we had some very high ups and some very fucking despairing downs, if I'm being honest.
Really,
One getting stuck. We had this rental car that didn't have like fucking proper insurance on it. Well, it had like third-party insurance, but we couldn't dunt the car off anything, and we ended up following Apple Maps down a back street, which was like, I don't know if you know Rose Street in Edinburgh, it was like that kind of narrow, and all the curbs were about a foot high, and like Katie
our
having
car
to
was accidentally not a foot off the ground.
no, and like we were getting like rolling up to it, we'd put in the destination for a car park, and it was like, to reach your destination, get out the car and walk. And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's taking us a pedestrian area. So we had to...
and so we drove up the street, and there was this Irish guy shouting at me, "You can't go any further, it's a pedestrian walkway," and I'm just screaming, "I'm turning!" as I'm in floods of tears, trying to turn the car.
Like a 97-point turn, and we ended up parking in this really fucking dodgy car park. And
dodgy car park. Oh my god.
but yeah, we made it out unscathed. But like, yeah,
The car was on my credit card though.
yeah. I mean,
was,
like,
it was a Nissan Micra. It was a Nissan, and I drive a Mini Cooper, and I love my car. My car goes like the clappers. This Nissan Micra, I would put my foot through the floor, and it would not do any more than about 80 kilometers an hour, which was great for not getting a speeding ticket, but terrible when you were trying to drive in one day from Dublin to Kerry, which is where Killarney is. Like,
how long was the drive again?
Ireland. It was a 7.5-hour drive.
So we obviously needed music and keep us going.
We desperately needed music.
And this album kind of proved to be the kind of album we just listened to again and again on the trip there and back. And we did have like a really good time in Ireland as well. Like, we really enjoyed our time in Dublin when we went back after the wedding, and there was moments of just like marveling at how beautiful that country is.
Oh yeah, like totally gorgeous. We had the best time. We went to a museum that had a U2 room.
Yeah.
Which I think we've spoken about before.
Yeah, with my picture of Bono. Like, the countryside in Killarney was just gorgeous, and like some of the shops and the food we ate, it was just great.
It was. And we got donuts delivered to the flat we were staying in from Deliveroo. That was incredible.
But anyway, back to the music.
You don't want to talk about the Deliveroo donuts?
I just think we've ranted enough about our holiday in Ireland. Yeah, so I think this track kind of, being heaven/hell symbolised our trip quite well. And the chorus, like, it's soaring, and like it's a different step for churches to take, and they've obviously taken inspiration from a lot of dancier stuff and a lot of club songs, but the chorus is just cathartic.
Yeah, totally.
And, that we can raise our glasses dancing on the ashes as it burns. And I was so angry for bits of that all day, and I was just fucking screaming along to that as we power down these fucking, 100-mile stretches of motorway.
Yeah. Not doing the speed limit because the car couldn't.
No. Your foot was through the floor.
We would have been better in the Flintstones car.
I know. I probably would have been better fucking walking, if I'm being honest. Aye. It was a bizarre trip, but
that was such a bizarre trip. We had a good time.
Churches always kind of managed to hit the nail on the head, like, in terms of what they're putting out, and this is a great evolution of their last two albums.
Yeah,
because it still has like the synth poppiness, but it's moving beyond that into like the time 2018 sound.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like we saw them as well, and like this track also brings back memories to that gig, and we saw them the night with Franz Ferdinand and the Killers at Transmit. Back when Transmit was not fucking shite, and yeah, they were just incredible live. They are fantastic. Again, if you get a chance to go see them, go see them, because they are just so much fun live. I actually don't think I realised until I saw them how much I like Churches.
I was the same.
Because we saw them, and I realized, oh fuck, I know every single word. Like basically every song they played, and I was just like, holy shit, I'm really into them. But yeah, I think their music is just like a powerfully joyous thing. It just brings me back up.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
It's weird to get nostalgic for a time that was only 2 years ago and quite hellish, but
Yeah, we look back on it fondly as our relationship managed to stand the test of Ireland.
Oh, I don't even know if I see it like that. I see it as we made the best of a bad situation, and we made it into something that we enjoyed.
Totally, because our time in Dublin was absolutely incredible. We had some of the best ramen we've ever eaten in Dublin.
It was so much fun just walking about.
So much fun. Yeah, we had a great time in Dublin.
Anyway.
Yes.
Enough ranting about a holiday we had.
Yes.
Katie. Can you tell we've been
Uh-huh.
locked in the house for fucking a month and a half now?
Yeah.
Katie, what's your last pick?
It's Baker Street, Jamie. It's Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty.
Thank you.
That was Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. That's probably one of the best songs ever written.
Smooth shit.
It's so good. It's
song-
It's fucking good.
A song that survived Rick and Morty.
Wait, what?
It's in Rick and Morty all the
Oh,
time.
how awful! Really, is
Yeah,
it?
it's survived despite being in that show.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm fairly sure. I think he makes several Baker Street references at one point.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen that show in years.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, no, it's an absolute belter. Sexy Saxman's back.
So it's from the album City to City, right?
Is that
Ken
city then the number 2 city?
No, it's City, the word to City.
That kind of lets me down. I wanted it to be kind of urban.
It was released in 1978, Jamie.
I mean, he's ahead of the
Jerry
curve.
Rafferty was from Paisley. He's never met urban in his life. Okay?
Paisley's the urban centre of the Western Hemisphere.
We both know that's not true.
And he's only Paisley's second favourite Jerry.
Okay, he's Paisley's favourite Jerry, because the other is Jerry McCann.
True.
That album's amazing. Have you ever listened to City to City?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, so it's got Baker Street, it's got Right Down the Line, title track, it's got Whatever's Written in Your Heart, it's got Matty's Rag, it's got Waiting for the Day. Every single one of them, banger. Banger.
Absolute fucking banger. And it is as well. It is like undeniable. That song comes on, you're
Totally.
like, holy fuck, yes.
It's time for a sax solo.
That
And
fucking
then the
video.
guitar solo in it.
Sorry, that video in the YouTube one where it's just like pictures of random people playing the saxophone.
Yeah, and then a naked woman with a trumpet. And you're like, fuck yeah, that's what Jerry Rafferty would have wanted.
Sorry, you were saying about a guitar solo.
The guitar solo is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's good shit.
That's all I wanted to say.
It's just fucking great shit.
Yeah, it is. So I picked it because it reminds me of my granda. And so my mum's dad, my granda Ure, it makes me think of him. Yeah, he was basically the best man who ever lived. Move over, Mahatma Gandhi. Sorry, Dalai Lama, but Davy Ure, aka Young Rex, aka Simply, is probably the greatest man who's ever lived. He didn't cure cancer, and he didn't invent Listerine.
He just
but
liked Jerry Rafferty quite a lot.
he loved Jerry Rafferty, and he drew really good seagulls.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I do.
I was going to say, I know what that is, but the listeners don't see by instead of just ending it there.
When I was in secondary school, I got really upset because I was apparently like academically good at art, and I drew a portrait of myself for my higher art, and it got a B, and I'd been predicted an A, and I was so fucking upset. Thought the world was gonna end, basically. So I come home with this massive portrait of my big stupid face, and I go to like my granddad's house, and it was just him in the house, and I came through the door and just burst into tears.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "What's wrong? Like, what's the matter? What's up?" And I told him, like, got a B, was predicted an A. I'm devastated. And he took the portrait off me and went, "Yeah, I can see what's wrong with it. Hang on a minute." And then he took a pencil and started to draw little McDonald's M's all over the portrait. And I was like, "What are you doing? You're destroying it." He's like, No. Seagulls.
For
I've
skill.
made it better." And I was like, "You fucking ruined it, but you've made me laugh. So that's okay."
Good man.
So, yeah, he was amazing. He was just the funniest man. He used to work in the shipyards, and he worked with Billy Connolly. And Billy Connolly would come in and play his fucking banjo, and he hated it. And they all, like, everyone in the shipyard nominated my granda to tell Billy Connolly to shut up. And he had to go over to Billy Connolly, like, in the lunch hall and be like, "Can you please stop playing that banjo? Because we're going to ram it over your fucking head." And he was really, really funny. He loved pints of 70 shilling. And
As all older
Football
Scottish
Club.
men do.
Yes. He exclusively wore 2-stripe gutties from Sports Direct, which he Tipex the stripes out of. I don't know why. He just did. He wore a Rangers chain. Yeah, he was my hero. He was absolutely just the best man in the whole universe. He didn't like anything but British foods. He would go on holiday and ask where he could just get chips. Like, it didn't matter where he went, chips. And yeah, he died 7 or 8 years ago. And I miss him all the time. But when I listen to Jerry Rafferty, I don't feel like he's been gone quite as long as he has.
Yeah.
So that's depressing.
I mean, it's nice with
Love
music.
that about me.
But that's part of nostalgia in music too. It can take us back to
Yeah.
times that, like, you know, a lot of the time nostalgia can leave you a bit melancholy because it reminds you of better times or worse
Yeah.
times and how we've grown from them and how the music kind of helped us through harder times.
Yeah, totally.
Not to
but,
sound
like,
too much like a fucking Fraser Crane style
listen, don't shit
podcast
on Fraser Crane.
psychiatrist.
No, love Fraser Crane. We stand Fraser Crane in this household.
Right. I don't
we
agree
do.
with that. No,
We do.
I don't stand sex addict Kelsey Grammer in this household.
No, I didn't say Kelsey Grammer. I said Fraser Crane. Get over yourself.
No, every time I watch Frasier now, I look at it through the lens of him as a sex addict.
Yeah, but he has a tattoo that says "Property of Katie" above his penis, which I think is really funny.
Oh man, big weird fucking Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
What one did he
But
play in
yeah.
Animal Farm again?
He was in Animal Farm?
Yeah, have you not seen the live action Animal Farm? No, it's not live
No.
action, the animated Animal Farm.
What was he dressed as a pig?
No, you know Animal Farm, right?
Yeah, of course I know
Horror
Animal
novel.
Farm.
He plays one of the pigs. Yeah, I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
though.
That's why I asked if he was dressed as a pig.
No, I think it's animated.
Okay. Alright, okay.
But yeah, Kelsey Grammer is one of them.
Well, that's just beautiful, honestly. But yeah, I love how, you know, like when somebody passes away, it's obviously like hideous and tragic. But if you've got these really simple things like music that can bring them back for even just like a couple of minutes
Yeah.
and make them feel like you never really lost them, yeah, that's really important. That's really important to me.
Yeah.
Debbie Downer over here.
No,
So-
it's fine. I think we all have tracks like that. I have one that I
Yeah.
can't. When my grandma died, I was listening to Mardy Bum by Arctic Monkeys quite a lot, and that track now
Yeah.
always reminds me of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all have tracks that kind of take us to these kind of places,
Yeah, totally.
and that's
like,
just as important as tracks that make you happy.
oh no, for sure. Like sometimes, like if I really miss him, I'll just put on City to City from like track 1 to track 12 and just sit in the kitchen and bake something. Because yeah,
It's a nice way to
I-
remember them.
it is. Yeah, I do something that makes me happy, and I think about my granda because you always have that kind of like, oh, I wonder if they'd be proud of me. I wonder if they'd like who I am. You know, emotional breakdown at points.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I do things like that, I'm being something he would be proud of.
Yeah.
Ooh, this got sad.
Well, on that note, that's the end of this week's
Yes.
8 tracks. We're gonna do these a bit more often.
End it here before she cries.
We're gonna do these a wee bit more often because we're both furloughed, and you know
Yes.
we're doing quite a lot, but this gives us something to do.
And I have so much more depression to pass around.
Woo woo. Yeah, to kind of counter this, and like unintentionally, of course, we've discussed this earlier, but next week's topic is songs that give you energy. Now that can be make you happy, make you hyped to go out and do something, songs you
the
listen to
fuck
before you go exercise or before you go perform or before you go do what you gotta do.
Or songs that you play before you have to walk into like your boss's office and tell them that they fucked up a project.
Yeah, songs that give you energy, like positive, or like just the fuel you need to get through it.
Yes.
So yeah, as always, let us know what you would pick on Twitter or in the comments. Got
Yes.
to do this bit. This is called driving social engagement, guys.
We stand a marketing genius.
We stand a person who studied journalism. But that's all. So thank you very much for listening. Stay safe, folks.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Tell your family that you love them.